I'm Reginald Giggington, and you can call me Reggie, and today I'll be concluding a painting journey through the miniatures of Senjutsu by Stone Sword Games. It's been a long journey, and I've enjoyed spending every step of it with you all. This episode was initially meant to include a tutorial for the Yojimbo, but unfortunately I scrapped his entire design as the results were less than satisfactory, but we'll go over all that later. As you all know, we started with the core box: the warrior, the student, the ronin, and the master. Of course, also included are the two noble ladies, the caltrops, the burning carts, rocks, bamboo, and the shrine. I didn't do tutorials for any of those, but it's worth looking into the work done on them. The ladies in particular were a lot of fun, as they involved making two completely different interpretations of the same character. I decided to make one a purple, magenta, and pink tone, and the other a green and yellow set of colors. In a funny twist, each end up imparting a bit of their colors onto the other. The pink lady has green vines snaking across her kimono, while the green lady has pink flowers. Their faces were also a fun challenge, as I wanted to create the iconic geisha makeup for one of them. But for the other, I took a more kabuki-esque inspiration. In particular, I tried to recreate the facial markings seen on No Face in Spirited Away. I think they turned out really good, and might be some of my favorites in the entire series. But they've got stiff competition. The core four heroes are quite fantastic in their own right. I have to admit that, with hindsight, I think I really should have pushed for a more blue tone on the warrior to make it obvious what her quote-unquote color is in this series. And on the ronin, I maybe should have gone for even less yellow just to make him more black by volume. Still, each of them turned out really good, and they look great fighting each other. I got several expansions, of course. The first I bought was The Wolf at the Door, featuring the Onoba Geisha and the Yojimbo. The Onoba Geisha is the de facto cyan of the collection, with her stunningly bright blue robes contrasting against the more navy dark blue of the warrior. Then there's the Yojimbo. I initially intended to make him the yellow one, but initial attempts were disastrous. Yellow in general is a very difficult color to work with, and my choice to pair it with bright cherry red was doing it no favors. I tried a lot of different variations: beige robes with yellow accents, yellow robes with red accents, gradient robes from red to yellow with black accents. It just did not work, no matter what I did. If you find a way to make yellow work for your Yojimbo, be sure to send me some pictures, because at the end of the day, what I want is for you all to learn from me, and if possible, learn to be better than me. Ultimately, Yojimbo ended up being the gray choice, with the color palette derived primarily from the appearance of the original Yojimbo himself, Sanjuro, as he appeared in the Kurosawa films of the same name. On his back, I used a large flat space to include a derivation of the Takeda family crest, the symbol of the evil samurai warlord from the game Mini Ninjas, which I played heavily as a child. Next up, we have the Shadow Under the Steel, the Ashigaru and Hachiko, along with the Assassin. It strikes me as odd that the game includes two ninja characters, but fortunately for me I only own one, which made it easy to figure out a color scheme. The Ashigaru, on the other hand, as you all remember, was a tough one, who required a great deal of deliberation. He's become one of my favorites since then, with his green and orange armor looking gorgeous yet simple at the same time. We also have the When Two Worlds Collide edition. The Wacko Pirate turned out great, while also being really simple comparatively. On the flip side, of course, is Yasuke, who I dubbed the Retainer. My Yasuke was stylized more as a rich, noble samurai rather than the historic figure, a decision I elaborated on in the original video. Several months after filming his tutorial, I acquired a secondary gold color, which I went back to highlight some of his gold elements with, further driving up their luster and enhancing his highlights. His face, I remember, was a source of incredible frustration, with me trying to do extremely small markings on it with brushes that were ill-suited for the task at hand. More than once I had to give up out of anger, but I kept at it, and I'm proud that I did, because the results really speak for themselves. The Gathering Storm is up next, and it includes two minis that I love the results of, but for vastly different reasons. The Sailor on one side is extremely direct, possibly one of the easiest minis in the entire collection, but his leather jacket looks phenomenal, and all the various browns and tans and beiges work together flawlessly on him. He only occupies a very small portion of the color wheel, but he does so immaculately. On the flip side, the monk uses a variety of complex and contrasting colors, with an olive and orange contrast. His earthy tones really look suitably natural and spiritual, and the white triangles on his robe add a splash of visual interest. And that's all to it. Unfortunately, I did not acquire the Legends of Japan or Ninja add-ons. The Ninja's role I felt was already filled by the Assassin, and the Legends of Japan run against my idea of having each character be vague and archetypical, rather than a specific historical figure. Regardless, I'm very proud of the work I did with Senjutsu, and I hope you all learned some things from watching me. Whether you picked up some tips on color theory, highlight placement, brush technique, or even things more philosophical, or maybe you just watched for fun. I want to thank you all for sharing with me your time and your attention. It means a lot to me that you've all been here to share this journey with me. I hope you'll stick around to see what I come up with in the future. But until then, I've been Reginald Gickington, and thank you for watching.